Good day, and welcome to the Impact Investing Show with your host, Samuel I Can Win, It Can Win. Guys, it is a pleasure to be on the show today. This is episode 44. Yes, you heard me say it right. Episode 44. We have been rocking with you guys for 44 episodes. And guys, boy, I don't know what to tell you, but it has been an eventful series of videos jumping on live in order to help you guys move further, faster in your property investing journey. Now, tonight is a very, very interesting night because for the first time, yes, I said it, for the first time, we're actually multi-streaming. So we're not only in the YouTube world, but we are also on the Facebook platform in a specific group, one of our private groups over in Facebook, where we have over 500 members. So if you're watching this right now from Facebook, write a comment in the video. Just leave us a little comment, say hi, tell us where you're tuning in from, tell us what you're looking forward to on the Impact Show episode 44. And for those of you who jumped on the link, impactproperties.co.uk/let's go live, and are joining me over in the YouTube world, where we have been every single week back to back for over 44 weeks, guys, all I can say to you again is a great big welcome. Now, tonight's show is going to be extremely interesting. We've got so many things to cover on tonight's show. I'm making sure everything is in place. The team's already done their part to make sure that we are ready to go. So let's start with this. If you are ready to go for tonight's show, I would love for you to write in the chat. If you're with us live on YouTube, if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, or if you're one of those people who are tuning in through means of Facebook or any other platform, feel free to write the comment ready to go in the chat. Now, side by side with that, okay? Side by side with that, if you are somebody, okay, who's tuning in for, should I say, the first time? You know, because it might be the first time for you, okay? It might actually be your first time. But if you're someone who's actually tuning in for the first time, what I would love for you to do as well for me is write the word new in the chat. Let's see if you're new, okay? If you're brand new and this is your first time engaging with us on the Impact Show, why don't you just write in the comments the word new so we know that you are absolutely new to this environment. And guys, look, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys again in order to help you guys move further, faster in your property investing journey. We have covered so much stuff in terms of the things that we've spoken about over the number of weeks that we've been helping people just deal with a whole lot of things that happened in 2020 in terms of lockdowns, in terms of pandemics, in terms of all of the buzzwords, which we shall not mention on tonight's show. But side by side with that, it's been a real pleasure to be able to connect with so many people who are dealing with different aspects of their property investing journey in order to help them move forward as well, just with like the insights that we've been able to share through means of the show. So I hope you guys are actually looking forward to tonight's show. We've got a lot to cover, and like I said, we're on multiple platforms on tonight's show, so it's going to be interesting. Now, this is something the team wanted to try out, so I said, you know what, let's just do it. Let's give it a go. Let's see how it goes, being on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, multicasting as they call it, or simulcasting as some people call it. Let's see how it goes. All right, now guys, I'm going to say this to you because this is the kind of show where you need to do this. Hope you got your notepad, hope you got your pen, hope you got your iPad, hope you got your tablet, hope you got your stylus, Apple Pen, or whatever it is, Apple Pencil to be exact. Whatever it is that you use to take notes, hope you have come ready to go, because on tonight's show we are going to be deep diving into all things property. Now, tonight's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to jump into the news as we usually do. We will be having the phone line open again as usual, and we will also take on questions through means of the comments. But guys, first and foremost, what I want you to do is, if you're just tuning in, feel free to say hi in the chat. Don't be a stranger. Don't be someone who's on this actual live and not engaging with the people who are in here, not engaging with the people that are connected, not engaging with the people that are around and are coming to get value, okay? Because this is about a community, and this is how we move further, faster, by helping every single person in the community. So why not just simply say hi to somebody in the chat, or say hi to us as part of the team, so we can know that you are rocking with us on tonight's show. Now, tonight's show, we're going to be speaking about something specific, okay? Something extremely specific, which I think is going to be of true value to everyone, okay? Not just someone, not just you and I, but everyone, okay? Every single person who's working on their property portfolio, every single person who's really aiming to move further faster in their property investing journey. Tonight's episode is really going to work with a whole bunch of people. Now, what I want to do to help you guys actually utilize the insights we're going to be sharing about on tonight's episode is, first and foremost, obviously prep you. And that's the reason I've said to everybody, make sure you've got your notepad, make sure you've got your iPad, make sure you've got your tablet, make sure you're actually ready to go. Make sure it's not just a figment of your imagination that you're ready to go, but be really, truly right now ready to go, because that's going to have a massive impact in terms of what we're actually going to be able to do on tonight's show. So, as long as you guys are ready to go, as long as you guys have got your notepads, your iPads, your tablets, and you guys are ready, we are going to jump straight in. Tonight's show, we're going to be speaking specifically, okay, and I'll say it again, specifically about working with other people in property, okay? We're going to be talking about structures, a few ideas in terms of structure, but predominantly working with other people in property. Now, for some people, that means working with other people's money, okay? Not for everybody, because some people are not necessarily working with other people's money at this stage in their journey, and that's okay, all right? It's okay. It's not a bad thing if you are not working with other people's money. That is an ideal scenario, but not everybody's in that scenario. But in tonight's show, what we're going to be speaking about is working with other people. And the reason why is because something I learned from a coach that has, invested and poured a lot into me in my property journey, but equally something I teach and share all the time. And that is, property is not about property. Property is a people business. If you haven't heard that before, I need you to write that down. That's a great place to start your notes for tonight's show. Property is a people business. I got DJ Smiley in the chat who says, evening, a newbie from London. Their friend introduced them to our show, named Kaz, and this is Keith. Keith, great to have you on the show. My name's Samuel. It's great to be rocking with you. I've been investing in property for a number of years. My first kind of foray into property that most people know is in 2005, when I worked my first full-time job as an estate agent. And boy, it opened up my eyes to the realities of what property can be used to do. But the problem for me, which might be the problem for you, or maybe for someone else who's on viewing, is I didn't have any cash. I didn't have any money. So my whole thing was, how do you invest in property with little or no money? That was my question. That was my question, Keith, okay? And you might be asking that question. Other people who are tuning in tonight might be asking that question. But this is the YouTube channel where we cover creative property investing. This is where you get creative property investing on demand. Now, the reason we say that is because when you come to this YouTube channel, what you basically find is all of the tips, all of the tricks, all of the strategies that I have been using for over a decade in order to advance my journey in property. So that's really heavily talking about controlling property rather than just owning property. Owning property additionally, and creative ways to own property, as well as creative ways to control property. And the three central tenets I was really looking into years ago, when I finished working as an estate agent and I was really keen to move forward in my property investing journey, were three simple things. The first one was how to invest with little or no money, how to use other people's money to invest in property, and third and foremost, how to generate better returns for the people whose money you are using. So this is exactly what I kind of grew up and matured in my property journey learning. And, I guess as a result, I got to a place where I was able to walk away from a day job, okay, which is what many people want to do. Many people who I've come in contact with desire to do that. They don't want their day job. They want to sack their boss, or the thing I talk about the most, which I think is quite even more important, is being able to sack your spouse's boss, because 9 times out of 10, I'm working on a video right now, which hopefully will come out soon. The video is, the title of the video, I don't know if this is going to be approved by the team, but the title I've called the video is basically, is your spouse keeping you poor? Okay. And this is one of the things that I find with all of the myriad of people I coach and train and support in terms of my property business and helping them move forward in their property business. I keep finding that our spouses, our partners, our significant others have a considerably massive impact on our success and or failure. Okay, and I'm going to say that again for those of you who are really listening, those of you who have come with your notepads, iPads, ready to take notes tonight. Our partners, okay, our considerable others, okay, always have a massive impact in regards to our success and or our failure. Okay, so again, like I said, I've been working on this video. Is your spouse keeping you poor? And hopefully the team will release it in the next couple of weeks with a recommended appropriate title as they deem fit. But the point is, what I want people to understand is, from all the years I've spent, probably over 10 years coaching people in different capacities, I keep finding that our significant others have a massive impact on our success. And this shows up massively in the world of property, in the property space. And anyone who's ever been coached by me, anyone who's worked with me on a coaching call capacity, etc., will always know that that's one of the hallmarks of how I coach people. I'll ask them about their significant other. I'll ask them, how invested is their significant other in this process? Is their significant other kind of a cheerleader, really cheering them on? Or is their significant other kind of more like the opposition, trying to back them away from actually taking steps in their property journey? And these things are important, guys, okay? Many people might say to you or act like these things are not important. But guys, I want to tell you today, these things are immensely important for several reasons, okay? They're immensely important for several reasons, but one of the reasons is because they can help you see things differently, okay? They can help you see things differently. And I'm sure if you're listening to tonight's show, you understand that seeing things differently is not always necessarily a positive thing. Sometimes it can be a major negative. So I want to make sure that every person who's rocking with us, every person who's on the journey with us, as we usually share, is someone who's actually clued up about these things so they can use these things to their advantage rather than their disadvantage. All right. So guys, let me know what you're looking forward to in tonight's show as we talk about specifically in tonight's show how you can work with other people and the ramifications of working with other people. Because guys, let me tell you something, okay? Property, I've said it a moment ago, I'll say it again, property is not, okay? It is not it's not about property. It's not about bricks and mortar, as many people try to make it seem like it is about. Property is a people business. It's all about people. Okay, if you buy a house, who are you buying a house from? A person. If you sell a house, who are you selling a house to? A person. If you rent a house, who are you renting a house from? A person. And in most cases, you've got an estate agent in between every one of those relationships, which is another person. So the better you get at learning how to work with people and understanding how people generally operate, the better you'll get at succeeding in your property endeavors. If somebody's getting value already, write the word value in the chat. Let me know that you guys are getting value already. Now, for those of you who are brand new, like Keith and like anyone else who's tuning in brand new for the first time, what we usually do, I'll show you on this screen. We usually, at some stage, every week we show up at 6 p.m. on a Saturday usually. This week and last week, we've been showing up at 8 p.m. because I've been doing some stuff with my family. I'm just going to keep it real, okay? Today, I was cooking with my wife. Me and my wife were cooking together. We booked in a little cooking date. So we were doing that earlier on. Prior to that, we were in a virtual baby shower, a Zoom baby shower. It's official. I've been to my first Zoom baby shower. But again, guys, hashtag baby shower if you've ever been to a Zoom baby shower since this whole lockdown stuff. But yeah, I was in the Zoom baby shower just now, so that was quite interesting. But the point is, we usually at 6 p.m. show up. We have roughly about an hour. Sometimes you guys make me stay on for 2, and we'll go through news. Okay, so we'll have news articles similar to the article right there, which is probably the article we looked at last week. Allow formal offers to be included in the stamp duty holiday, says pay property mark. That's the news article we covered last week. And we'd also show you guys the chat of what's actually happening in the whole YouTube world / Facebook world now as we expand our offering. But like I said, tonight is a little bit different. What I wanted to do tonight is I really wanted to connect with my community. I really wanted to talk to you guys. Like I said, I am, as usual, going to be opening up the phone line. I want people to connect with us on that level, and that's never ever going to change, because for over 44 episodes we've been opening up that phone line and helping people strategize through their property storm. So we're going to do that tonight as well. Now, if you are one of those people who are watching right now, whether on Facebook or YouTube or even on the replay, and you were part of our 5-day property finance bootcamp, I want you to write the word finance in the chat, okay? Just write the word finance in the chat or the letter F in the chat, so I know that I've got a few of the people that were rocking with me on the 5-day property finance bootcamp with me on the chat right now. So let's jump in, all right? First and foremost, I want to welcome every single person, whichever platform you're watching this on, to the Impact Investing Property Show. We are here to help you guys get creative property investing on demand. We want to use our channel to basically be the hub for you to be able to go on any day of any week and say to yourself, I want to learn more about creative property investing and find your answers right here. Now, some of you might be watching this and asking to yourself, well, why are you guys here? Like, how did this show even come up? And I'm going to explain that to you really quickly. Last year in 2020, in the year 2020, we had a completely different year to what we have had probably for the last 3 decades as it pertains to property, maybe even ever. And what basically happened at the beginning of last year, I was a host of one of the largest property networking events in the whole of the UK. We would have over 100 people attend my property networking event in Canary Wharf every single month. And in the month of March, as usual, we had our property networking event, first Thursday of March, and 2-3 weeks later, basically, we were told everything is shutting down. The first lockdown was basically announced. And it was at that time, you know, when you are kind of a public figure to over 100 people on a monthly basis in the property space, you start to find that people want answers. People want to know what to do. People want to know how to maneuver. And that's effectively what happened. People started phoning me. People started sending me Facebook messages. People started contacting me on WhatsApp, contacting me on LinkedIn, contacting me on all of these platforms saying, Samuel, look, this is what I'm going through my property challenge. This is what I'm going through my property challenge. Now, I already had coaching clients, you know, from years back. And some of my existing coaching clients at the beginning of last year were also asking these questions, asking the same questions. What do I do? I've got a HMO. 4 of my tenants just packed their bags and left. What do I do? I've got a rent-to-rent property. The landlord is not interested in me keeping the property, or the landlord is afraid they're not going to be getting their rent. And all of this myriad of drama was going on early last year, end of Q1 last year. And people were just reaching out to me. And I said to the team, I said, listen, guys, I said, you know me. I want to help. I want to give people value. I want to help people see what's going on in the current climate. But the challenge I have is I cannot be stretched thin in this way. I can't answer every phone call. I can't respond to every text. I can't DM every DM. It's not going to work. So what can we do in order to help the community? And the team said, look, Samuel, this is what you got to do. Make yourself available. I remember the words like it was yesterday. Make yourself available on a fairly regular basis in order for people to be able to work with you to strategize through their storm. And that is what the team decided. And I said, you know, it's a great idea. And thus the Impact Property Investing Show was born. This is how we got here. Okay. We actually got here because the team said, this is how we can meet the needs of our community. So for those of you who are brand new, like Keith, anyone else who's watching, guys, good evening to you. And I'm so glad to have you on, because you are in the right place in order to understand how you can take advantage of some of the things taking place in the current climate, as well as things that have been, you know, years in the making in order to move forward in your property investing journey. Now, what makes episode 44 different? Okay. And I've shared this already at the beginning. One of the key things that makes tonight's episode different is the fact that for the first time, we're actually not just streaming on YouTube, but we're also allowing the Facebook world to be a part of what we're doing also. So I've got a fairly big following on Facebook. I've got close to 5,000 friends. I've had close to 5,000 friends for about the last year and a half. So again, there's times where I hit that cap and hit 5,000, and there's times where I kind of like, you know, get rid of some of the Facebook friends in order to make some more space for some real people that I meet. And the reality with that is when you have that many people kind of following you on Facebook, you generally tend to have a community there as well. And it's that community that I also want to share with. It's that community I also want to give value to. It's that community that I also want to let know what's going on in the property space. And yes, when we started this show, it was all about YouTube because of the fact that we wanted to share this stuff so keenly that we jumped on the first platform that would allow us to do it properly, which was YouTube. But now the team's put some ideas together and actually found a way that we can also be on Facebook effectively. So because of that, we are now also on Facebook, adding value in this way in order for the Facebook community to be a part of what we're doing on the Impact Show. So if you're in the Facebook community, let me know, throw a chat into the Facebook comments, and let me see what you're saying so we can see that Facebook has a rival right now in YouTube. And let's see which chat is going to be most consistent in tonight's show. Anyway, with all of that being said, okay, shared with you guys exactly why we're here, shared with you guys exactly who I am. And for those of you who don't know, a great big welcome to you. It's great to connect with you. Let me jump into the chat real quickly and see what's actually happening. We've got Ose Kimwin in the chat who says, fabulous evening all. Ose Kimwin, great to have you on. Ose Kimwin says, all good to go. I love that. Thank you ever so much. DJ Smiley says he'll look into Facebook. Love that as well, Keith. Thank you ever so much for engaging on both platforms. Feel free to enjoy the platform. This is what we do, and this is why we actually do it. And again, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, don't be a stranger. Don't forget to hit that like button, press subscribe, and also, why don't you hit the bell notification so that you can keep up to date every single time we drop a new video. Every single Saturday, usually at 6 p.m., sometimes at 8 p.m., we go live. Like I said, minimum of 60 minutes, giving you guys value in terms of your property journey. So as I've said, okay, say it again, okay, don't forget to leave a comment and say hi. And also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, let me jump into the show disclaimer so we can get into the real meaty content for tonight's show. All right. And I hope you guys are ready for tonight's show, because tonight's show, we are definitely going to be giving you some key insights as it pertains to working with other people. All right. And guys, for those of you who joined us on the 21 days of your property investing success, you will know that from the 1st of January 2021 all the way to the 21st of January 2021, I spent time with you guys dropping bombshells, 21 different principles, keys, and concepts that you guys can use to move further fast in your property investing journey. And I know from those 21 days, we have people who are achieving some immense success in their property investing journey. So for those of you who were not a part of what we did on the 21 days of your property investing success, what you can do if you want to be a part of that is you can go to the link impactproperties.co.uk/day one. Okay, I'll say that one more time. That's impactproperties.co.uk/day one. Okay, by going to that link, what you will do is you'll get access to the first day video of the 21 days that we actually held in the actual 21 days of your property investing success. And again, that 21 days was birthed out of us finishing the year 2020. It was roughly November. And I said to the team, listen, guys, a lot of people have been beat up financially. A lot of people have been beat up emotionally, psychologically, as it pertains to property investing. How can we help the community move forward properly? How can we really help the community to just push forward? And basically, I said to the team, I want to do a challenge, okay? And the team said, no, don't do a challenge, okay? Because if you do a challenge, people are going to drop off after day 3, after day 4. People are maybe going to be challenged by the challenge, and they're going to say, oh, I can't keep up with this because Samuel's intense. And yes, guys, I'm an intense character. As a coach, I'm an intense character when I work with people because I want them to succeed. I used to work in the field of education, and I was an intense teacher and a teacher trainer and an intense teacher trainer because I wanted people to succeed, and nothing's changed about that. So that's who I am. So because that's my heart, to help people move forward in order to help people really truly succeed, I put pressure on people in the areas I know that if they overcome, they will succeed, and they will succeed immensely. So those 21 days, we really pushed forward. So again, if you are one of those people who are looking to get some insights into what we did for those 21 days, what you can do is go to the link impactproperties.co.uk/day one. Okay, and if you go to that link, you will basically get full access to the first video which we recorded, or which we went live on, which we streamed on the 1st of January 2021. All right, so now, guys, I'm going to ask this question to kind of get us opened up into the content, and then I'm going to read the disclaimer. I'll do a few of the other administrative tasks, but to get us ready for this. But the question I want to ask you guys, okay, it's a very simple question. I want you guys to think about this question, and I want you guys to give me your answer, okay, to this question, okay? The question is, what does working with other people look like? Okay, and that's what I'm really interested in. I'm writing this down right now so I can throw it in the chat for you guys as well. What does working with other people look like? Okay, what does it look like? Okay, I'm very interested in your views on this. Okay, because what happens, okay, is people get into property and say they want to make money. People get into property, say they want to change their life. People get into property, say they want to replace their income. They want to sack their boss. They want to sack their spouse's boss. People have all of these ideas, ideologies, and thought processes about what they want to do in property. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But what you have to understand is if you have an inability to work with people, you will equally have an inability to succeed in your property journey. Okay, I've said that already. I'll say it again. If you have an inability to work with people, you will equally have an inability to succeed in your property investing journey. So what does working with other people look like? Okay, I want you guys to let me know. Whilst you guys are getting your comment fingers ready, I'm going to jump into our show disclaimer. And then from the show disclaimer, we're going to jump straight into the question I have asked you guys. So, disclaimer: all information provided and results given are exemplary. Each person's results may vary or differ. Results are based on consistent, and I said consistent, implementation of strategies. And we advise that you always seek legal and financial advice from a qualified professional. And if you're one of those people who are struggling to find a reasonable qualified professional, whether it be mortgage broker, whether it be solicitor, whether it be coach, whether it be any of the aspects that you need, let us know, guys. Let us know, and we'll be happy to extend a hand and help you find someone who can help you move further faster in your property investing journey. Now, the chat's popping off. I'm seeing the chat popping off. Thank you guys for your comments. I got Susie4 in the comments. Good evening, Susie4. Great to have you on again. And your comment says, thanks for sharing your knowledge and experiences. Most welcome. This is what we do. So Susie4, I pray that you continue to get value from the show. And I pray that you continue to share the show as well. If there's other people you know in your community who you think will get value from what we're doing, feel free to share. Hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, there's a nice little arrow there. Click that arrow. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Share it on LinkedIn. Share it wherever you share, so that your friends, followers, and family can see exactly what you're learning as it pertains to property investing and how to actually move forward in your property investing success. Now, look, it's timely. It's actually interesting and timely that Susie4 would actually write that comment, because it actually, if I'm going to be really honest with you all, it reminds me that I should actually be sharing a lot more appreciation. And I want to do that at this point as well, before we even go into the core question: what does working with other people look like? And I just want to say this. I want to say a great big thank you to every single person, okay, who's connected with us, all right, who's worked with us, every single person who's jumped on these streams and made these streams, these live streams, so successful. Every single person who's written a comment in any way, shape, or form. All right, guys. Now listen, some people can think that this is about, growing on social media. This is not about growing on social media. This is about supporting a community to move forward who have faced real challenges, okay? And some of those real challenges I've mentioned earlier on in the show. And in order for us to help people move forward in that way, the only thing we can do is give. We have to give more of our time, more of our ability, more of our experiences. Just like Susie4 has mentioned in the comments, more of our knowledge, okay? Because if we don't give those things, then people don't have something to try and to test and to say, you know what, this works better than my job. You know what, this works better than the things I've believed. This works better than what my pops, my mums told me when I was young about how to move forward in my life. And guys, I'm not telling you that your mom and dad didn't love you. I'm not telling you that your mom and dad didn't tell you the truth. What I'm telling you is, we don't know what we don't know. Okay. And again, if you're one of those people who are taking notes, which should be everyone on tonight's show, you need to write that down. You don't know what you don't know. I remember a property coach teaching me that once, and it revolutionized my life, helped me realize, like, I actually don't know what I don't know. There are things I don't know. There are things I'm not aware of. And the reality is, when you realize there are things you're not aware of, you have to equally say to yourself, well, if I'm not aware of those things, how are those things affecting me? How are the things I don't know affecting me? Okay, so for example, if you don't know that you can invest in property with very little or none of your own money, how's that going to affect you? That's going to cause you, potentially maybe even force you to stay in a job that you potentially don't want. Okay, you've got to ask yourself these questions. How am I being affected by the things I don't even know, by the things I'm not even aware of? I'll give you another principle. Again, just write this down. Those of you who are with us on the 21 days of your property investing success, you will know about this. Okay, you will know about this, but I'm going to keep going on. I shared a principle in the 21 days of your property investing success when I was rocking with you guys for 21 days that a coach shared with me years ago. About 15 years ago, a coach shared this with me. And what the coach basically said to me is, Samuel, the answer to every problem and challenge you are facing in your life is actually written in a book that's probably in the house, in your house, that you have not yet read. Okay, I'll say that again for those of you who are taking notes. The answer to every problem, every challenge, every scenario and situation that you are dealing with right now is actually hidden in a book in your house, a book that you probably have not yet read. Okay, so I want you guys to think about that. If that's true, what would you do more? You'd read more. If that's true, what would you do more? You'd lead more. If that's true, what would you do? You'd go out there and you'd make things happen more, because you'd understand, you know what, hold on a minute. If the answers to my dilemmas, if the answers to my problems, if the answers to my situations, if the answers to the financial hurt, to the financial lack, to the financial mismatch between what you see here and what you actually have in your what is it, your banking app, or your, you know, whatever it is, you know, if you realized that actually the answer is actually just in a book, which is a stone's throw away from you, in your lounge, in your house library, in your this, in your that, wherever it is in your house, you might realize that you need to change. You might realize that you need to read more. You might realize that things need to be a little bit different in your life. Okay. And for many people, they don't take that step. For many people, they don't say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like, I'll give you guys a clear example today. I've said to you guys, today we're talking about working with other people. Check this out. If I share with you guys 2 or 3 keys about how to work with other people, and you understand that those 2 or 3 keys can radically revolutionize, change your financial situation as it pertains to utilizing property as a vehicle, and you don't go and do them, and you don't use them, the question then is, who's to blame? Because for many people, they think the problem is somebody else. For many people, they think the problem is something else. I remember a coach saying to me years ago, don't blame the sand. Don't blame the soil. Don't blame the rain. Don't blame the water. Don't blame the sun. Don't blame the elements, because all of us deal with the same elements. And guys, I want to say that to you. Okay? Don't blame your bank balance, because your bank balance is a byproduct of what you've created for yourself. Okay, don't blame the way mortgages are created, because mortgages are created the way that they're created. Don't blame the fact that some people are rich and they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Don't blame all of those principles, concepts, and constructs. What you should do is learn to work them in your favor, because somebody has learned to work them in their favor. Now, those of you who've been following me for a long time, you know I'm a person of my faith. I'm very into my faith. And one thing I learned from my faith is God does not make rich people and poor people, all right? If you're someone who's taking notes right now, you need to write that down, because some people teach that false philosophy and those false theologies, but I want you to understand that's not the reality. Guys, if you are getting value right now, hit that like button. Side by side with that, press subscribe. Why not you? Press the bell notification so you can be a part of every single thing we are doing and every single time we go live. Now, guys, some people believe that jazz. Some people believe that nonsense. Some people believe that rubbish, okay? And I want you to understand, you don't need to believe that, because it's not true, all right? I got Ellie Ballroom in the chat. How's it, y'all? Hope you're doing wonderfully. Welcome, Ellie Ballroom. Great to have you on the show. And again, Ellie Ballroom was one of the people who rocked with us for our 5-day property finance bootcamp. So great to have you on the show tonight. Guys, this is what I want you to understand. You don't have to, okay? We don't have to. Oh my gosh, I saw it. I saw book club. I'm going to get into that in a minute. All right? But guys, we don't have to follow the herds. Yes, you might have been taught that in school. Yes, you might have been told that by your parents. Yes, you understood or thought you understood that that is the way to go. But guys, let me say it again. You don't have to do what you've been told to do. You should do what you've learned is true. Okay, that's some good notes right there. You need to write that down. You don't have to do what you've been told to do. You need to do what you have learned is true. Okay. Now, I was told to do a lot of things when I was young, okay? By friends in my area that I grew up with, I was told to commit crime, okay? By parents, I was told to go to school and get a degree. I studied 4 degrees, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. And guys, some of you might be listening to this and be thinking, hold on a minute, we're supposed to be talking about working with other people. Guys, that's what we're talking about already, if you haven't already sussed it. We're talking about working with other people and the influence that other people can have on us and the influence that we potentially can have on other people, okay? So I was told by my friends growing up that I should commit crime. And it wasn't like that. Hey, Samuel, you should commit crime. No, it wasn't like that. But it's like, yeah, guys, we're going to do this. Are you coming? Okay? Those are the kind of opportunities. And guys, I made my own choices. I'm not going to ever circumvent the responsibility that I have for my own life at every stage of that life, whether I was young and naive or not. Okay? But the point is, when I had these opportunities to go and listen to my friends, I chose to listen to my friends and participate with my friends and do what my friends were doing. So working with other people for me started at a very early age, where I saw that I could choose to follow my friends instead of follow my parents. Okay? And my parents taught me really well. They said, go get an education, and education will change your life. Go get a degree. A degree will support you to change your life. My dad used to say something so powerful, guys. I'm going to share this for those of you who are maybe younger, because I get asked all of the time, especially by parents. They say, look, Samuel, you got a good head on your shoulders. You're an entrepreneur. You've made some great decisions. You've been able to invest in some great stuff. Get out of the day job. Get out of the rat race. What do you expect me? What do you advise me to tell my child? Do you tell me that I should tell my child, to go to uni or to not go to uni, to be an investor or to not be an investor? What should I tell my child? And I get asked this all of the time. So let me tell you something. This is going to help a lot of people. A principle my dad shared with me. It wasn't a principle. It's more like an adage. But an adage my dad told me when I was really, really young. And I want to share it with you. When I was really young, my dad used to say to me, look, son, go and get a degree. Okay, he used to say this to me, go and get a degree. And he said, look, if you get the degree and you find no use for it, okay, leave the degree to rot away. Let the degree end up under your bed. He always used to use this example, under your bed. Let the degree end up under your bed. And then he would say, but the good thing is, if you ever need the degree, okay, I'm going to say this one more time. If you ever need the degree, this is what my dad used to say to me. He'd say to me, you can go under your bed. You could take the degree out from under your bed. He didn't use this analogy, but I'll add this, with the cobwebs and everything else on it. Okay. You could take the degree from under your bed, and straight after you take the degree from under your bed, you can dust it off and get it to start working, or put it to work. Okay. That's kind of the analogy my dad would give me. Okay. My dad would say that to me. He'd say, look, son, go get a degree, because if you don't need it, but you've got it, you've got it. And then you don't have to go get it when you need it. But if you need it and you haven't got it, then boy, you guys can finish the rest. And it's similar to how we talk about insurance. Nobody wants to really pay for insurance, they say. Everybody says nobody really wants to pay for insurance. But why do you pay for insurance? Because it's better to have it when you need it than to need it and not have it. Okay. So I want you guys to understand this. That was a principle that helped me. That was part of the principle why I said to myself, you know what? I'm not just going to go get one degree. I grew up in East London, and I felt as though there was many people in East London who were deprived, like radically, in my opinion, deprived, educationally deprived of wealth, deprived of health, like in a massive way. So because of that, my whole thought process was, you know what? I'm not just going to go to university for me. I'm not just going to go get a degree for me. I'm going to go get a degree for me and my community. I want people to know that a young man of African Caribbean descent can acquire 3-4 degrees and come back to the community and give value back. And that's always been a passion of mine. This is how I ended up going into education, because I wanted to show young people from East London, which is the predominant schools I worked in were all in East London. I wanted to show them that people who look like me can achieve that. And those of you who know me, you know I studied 4 degrees, studied an undergraduate degree in computing and statistics, went on to study my first master's at UCO, a master's in statistics, then went on to study my postgraduate certificate in education, which qualified me to teach A-level maths and secondary school maths. And then I went on to also qualify as a master teacher in my master's in teaching. Now, the reason I share this with you guys is because all of these adages that I've shared with you, all of these principles I've shared with you, which hopefully you guys are taking notes on, are things which have really been key proponents in helping me understand about how to work with other people. And the key when you learn about working with other people is how can you use your skill set to work with other people to not only advantage you, but to advantage them also. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because many people in this world have a selfish mindset. Let me not say are selfish, but let me be nicer. Many people in this world you will find have a selfish mindset. And by selfish mindset, what I mean is they think to themselves, well, if I've got skills, I need to use those skills to advantage me. But what they don't realize is that if you want to succeed in a field like property, okay, where the stakes are quite high, you need to have a mindset towards how you can not only advantage yourself, but how you can advantage others also. And possibly in many cases, how you can advantage others first, okay? Especially going back. So Keith is in the chat. And I mentioned to Keith earlier about how when I started in property, I didn't have lots of money. So my question was, how do I get in without lots of money? Well, let me put it this way. If you are missing something from the conundrum, or for those of you who are with me on the 5-day property finance bootcamp, if you're missing something from one of the free stalls, the free seats at the investor table, if you're missing one of those pieces, one of the components that are needed for the free seats at the investor table, then you need to make up that thing. And how do you make up that thing? One of the ways you make up that thing is by offering someone enough value for them to say, I need to work with you, for them to say, I need to have this guy in my corner. Okay. So again, if you're someone like Ellie Ballroom, I'll use you as an example because I think you're a great example. You've got expertise in town planning. You've got expertise in planning and those kind of things. So the point is, you can utilize your skill set. You can utilize your techniques, your knowledge, your experience to showcase to people the value you bring in the seat that you occupy on that investor table, which will encourage people to say, well, you know what, I've got money, but they may not have the level of insight, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom you have as it pertains in planning and in obtaining consent in order to do certain kind of development or certain kind of conversions. So as a result, you showcasing your skill set opens the door for other people to say, you know what, I'm going to come and occupy the other seats that are missing. So that other seat might be, I'm going to bring the deal. That other seat might be, I'm going to bring the cash, etc., etc. And for those of you who are on the 5-day finance bootcamp, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, you need to utilize this. You need to move forward. For those of you who haven't participated in the 5-day property finance bootcamp, that's okay. But hopefully you can take away exactly what I'm saying. You still understand exactly what I'm saying. You need to be able to offer a level of value to other people for them to see, you know what, I want to work with this guy. I want to sell this guy my house. You know what, I want to buy a house off this guy. You know what, I want to bring my money and allow him to do his property deal with it. I'll give you an example. I've got an investor today who called me and told me about a certain amount of funds they're going to receive from the refinancing of one of their properties, and they want to work with me. Okay, why do they want to work with me? Because I've offered them a significant level of value over time where they can see, you know what, this guy has my best interests at heart. This guy wants to offer more value to me. So why would I not put my money into an opportunity, into a transaction, into an endeavor with this gentleman, okay, or this lady, depending on who the person is. So guys, I want to share this with you because I want you guys to have these insights as we talk about moving forward and working with other people in terms of tonight's show. Episode 44, guys. All right, so let me check out what's happening in the comments. Okay, we got Keith who's actually given us an explanation, answering the question. Thank you. Those of you who haven't answered the question, okay, this is the question we are focusing on for tonight's show. And I want you guys to give me answers. I want everybody to chime in, okay? I want to hear what you guys have to say. As I mentioned, tonight's show, we're not going to be jumping into the news. We're going to leave the news out for tonight's show, specifically because I really want to connect with you guys. I really want to speak with you guys more. And get some more time with you guys, which I don't feel like I actually get enough of, unfortunately, with all of the things going on in the world and all of the ways I want to help people moving forward. So the question we are answering on tonight's show is, what does working with other people look like? Okay, what does working with other people look like? And I want you guys to give me your answers. I want you guys to share with me your thought processes. Okay, what does working with other people look like to you? Okay, and I'll add that to you because I want you to understand there is no right or wrong answer. I'm just interested in your answer. Okay, your answer is what's of value to me regardless of what it is, because again, it's important to understand what your answer is, how you see things, how you see working with other people, specifically as it pertains to property investment as well. So what does working with other people look like to you? Now, we've got Keith's answer in the chat, so I'm going to go with Keith's answers first, just to open us up and see what is being said. And guys, I've said it already, I'll say it again. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Tell the YouTube algorithm that this is the kind of content more people need to see. Side by side with that, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, so more people can understand how to move further faster in their property investing journey. And why not hit the bell notification so you can stay up to date and be notified every single time we drop a video. All right, so Keith's in the chat. Keith says, for him, it gives him the ability to gain knowledge and awareness, which he can also share his own thoughts for the project to be successful. That is awesome. Okay, so Keith's already touching on some of the benefits. Okay, and this is something we're going to be talking about, but some of the benefits of actually working with other people, the fact that you can glean knowledge from them. Okay, but not only glean knowledge, you get an opportunity to add in your own 2 pence, 3 pence, 4 pence, your own views of what's going on. All very, very powerful and very, very significant comments. So again, thank you for sharing that, Keith. That's quite powerful. Ellie Ballroom jumped in the chat and says, whoop whoop, we've started a book club, Property Finance Bootcamp Crew, early February 2021. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I didn't read the whole comment earlier. I thought you were going to say you started a book club like I advised. I think it was Timmy. I think Timmy was the person on the 21 Days of Your Property Investing Success that I said to him, look, Timmy, go out there and create a book club. And I told Timmy to go through, have I got it here? I've got it here. I told Timmy to go through this book first, okay? Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And I told Timmy to do that. And the funniest thing is Timmy has reached out to me and told me that he has done exactly that. Okay, so guys, I want you to understand that if you take advantage, okay, if you take advantage, you know, you can move your life to somewhere else. Okay, you can move your life radically to somewhere else if you take advantage. I'm just checking into my WhatsApp right now, and just reading a whole bunch of stuff that Timmy sent me recently. Just with regards to actually that book club idea. So guys, those of you who are on the 5-day property finance bootcamp, I'm so pumped to hear that you guys have decided to actually come together and start your own book club. I would like to know, Ellie Ballroom, you're the one who's in the chat right now that I can see. I'd like to know, what book are you guys starting with first? That's what I want to know, because one of the people on the 5-day property finance bootcamp said, Samuel, you left us with so many book recommendations, with so much stuff from the 21 Days of Your Property Investing Success. How would we even get through that stuff before going through the 5-day property finance bootcamp? And I'm sure that every single one of you who participated in the 5-day property finance bootcamp found it of immense value, regardless of the reading list that was left with you from the 21 Days of Your Property Investing Success. But guys, this is what we do. Okay, we want to bring you up to speed. We want to get you ready. Okay, so Keith goes further, and Keith says, okay, what I shared a moment ago was a great answer for Keith, as he's one that has a limited set of funds and would like to look at the last video chats. Yeah, look, Keith, we have, like I said, 44 episodes. This is episode 44. So you've got 43 episodes of the live shows, but even side by side with our live shows that we've done on a weekly basis, you've got our actual video content, the content that we produce usually on a weekly basis. So we drop a lot of videos. We've got videos on, you know, no money down. Does it really exist? You know, that's a good video for you to go and watch, Keith, to get a very good understanding. Another key video for you, again, I'm just going to throw a few out that come to mind straight away, is the video which we done where we were basically saying, you know, are there still property deals in London? Because I know you mentioned that you're based in London. And we also did another video which will be quite helpful for you. So again, just jump on the channel. The easiest way for you to do that, Keith, is by going to impactproperties.co.uk/YouTube, impactproperties.co.uk/YouTube. That'll just take you to our YouTube channel, and you can have a ball, have a blast, and enjoy yourself there. So Ellie Ballroom says, a trusted engagement where there is complementary collaboration. All right, I love that. I love that. Great answer. All right, guys, let them come in. Let them come in. I want to see your comments right now. Let them come in. What does working with other people look like to you? KTR, I see you on the stream. Great to have you on tonight. I know you've dropped a comment as well. I'm going to come back to that in a moment. Susie4, I can see you've dropped a few comments as well. I want to come back to that as well. Susie4 says she wants to know more about the book club. Basically, just to break it down to you, Susie4, when we did the 21 Days of Your Property Investing Success, we had a particular gentleman. He's actually one of my students. He's from my online program. He tuned in on one of the days. I think it was day 15, day 16, one of the late days. And he said, you know, he never knew we were doing the 21 days. He was actually dumbfounded at how much value we were sharing for free. And he said, you know what? He's got some challenges. He phoned in on the session, and he said he had some challenges. We went through the challenges. Then in the end, I said to him, look, this is what you need to do. You need to start a book club, and you need to start working on that, in that book club, starting on the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And he basically reached out to me and said he's done that now. And he's basically, you know, so pumped about what they're doing. He's so pumped about what they're doing. And again, you know, these are the kind of things that encourage me. It makes me realize that my endeavor to put value out there for you guys to help you guys move forward and further faster is not wasted, because you guys are actually using it. You guys are actually taking this stuff on board and taking it to the next level. And that's what makes a real powerful impact on me as a leader in our community, just seeing people actually take this stuff and move to the next level. So if you want to know more, Sussy, for about the book clubs, just connect with people. That's all that's happening. The people that did the 5-day property finance bootcamp with me, I had a cohort of people that worked with me on the 5-day property finance bootcamp. I wanted real people in that session. Whenever I do training, I always like real people in there. I don't like doing, you know, there's a lot of people out there, let me not speak about anyone in particular, but there's a lot of people out there, they do training for people and they do that training just recording it with them and a wall or them and a board. I don't like delivering training like that, and the reason why is because I've been in education for over a decade, and one of the things I understand is if you want to give people the most amount of value, the best way to give people the most amount of value is to engage them, because when they answer questions or ask questions, that's when you know where they need help and what kind of help they need. So the people that joined me on the 5-day property finance bootcamp, where we delivered that content and that training first, they asked me a ton of questions throughout the whole 5 days. I shared with them a ton of content throughout the whole 5 days. But those people, what Ellie Ballroom has said is they've come together now and actually started a book club. And I can see powerful. I can see here, Ellie Ballroom says the book they've started to read is The 1 Minute Millionaire by Mark Hansen. And that was one of the books that I recommended on the 21 days of your property investing success. Let's see if I've got that one here. Okay, that one isn't actually here right now. That one's gone back to my library. But the 1 Minute Millionaire, powerful book. And one of the reasons I think that will be a powerful book, I shared it on the 21 days of your property investing success. It's an easy read. Okay, it's a book broken into 2 parts. One part of that book is principles. One part of that book is stories. So if you're the kind of person who's left brain and you need the principles, half of the book is for you. If you're the kind of person who's right brained, you need to see your visualization, you need to see stories, the other side of the book is for you. And if you're someone like me, then both sides of the book's for you. Read the book, gobble it up, eat it, and then pass that book on to a child or someone who's young, so the next generation can start to see and understand the power of how to build out wealth. So Ellie Ballroom, thank you for sharing that. Absolutely powerful. So KTR, she gives us her answer. She says that she believes, hi Samuel, hi KTR, great to have you on the stream tonight. She says she believes that working with other people looks like a partnership where each party brings something different on the table and have a common goal. Boom. Okay. Spoken like a true student, spoken like a true property investor. Thank you ever so much, KTR. I love that comment, and I think it fits entirely perfect for what we're talking about. Okay, most people do not realize that working with other people isn't just about what you're going to get. This is the biggest problem for most people, that most people create relationships, create scenarios based on what they're going to get. They fail to realize that it's actually about what they can give. Now, let me tell you something, because I spend a lot of time doing this. If you spend more time thinking about what you have to offer people, okay, than thinking about what people have to offer you, the things that people have to offer you will come to you. That's some great notes to write down. I'm going to say that again for those of you who are really listening, okay? If you spend more time thinking about what you have to offer people, you know, you've probably heard the old adage that they used to say in the United States when it was a time of war. They said, don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Okay. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is because I want you guys to understand how it works. I want you guys also to understand why you probably haven't been winning in your property investing journey in the past. Now, most people don't realize this stuff. Most people don't realize that their lack of winning in a property field is actually to do with them. They think that their lack of winning is to do with something else. At the beginning of the show, I spoke about people who blame the sand, people who blame the sun, people who blame the wind, people who blame the rain, people who blame all of the elements that you can't change. You can't change those things. So why do you spend your time blaming those things when really what you should be doing is investing and spending your time on learning the right way to do things so you can make all of those things work in your favor? Let me tell you something. If you have a greenhouse, a fully functioning working greenhouse, you don't complain about the rain. All right. Someone write the word value if they understand exactly what I just said. If you have a fully fledged working greenhouse, okay, anyone who does agriculture, anyone who's into any husbandry, anyone who's into gardening, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. But if you have a greenhouse, you don't complain about the rain. Why? Because the rain doesn't affect you when you create a greenhouse. When you build a greenhouse, you get as much water, moisture, and rain in that greenhouse as you decide. Why? Because you erected a greenhouse. The problem with most people is most people complain about the rain because maybe they've got a garden, they've got a space, but they don't ever think to themselves, how can they protect their property endeavors, protect their property business, protect their activity against the rain, for example. Okay. And this is something I want you guys to think about, because I want you guys to bear in mind that as you think to yourself, what does working with other people look like? If your view of this is lopsided, if your view of this is, oh, I need to win, okay, but you're not thinking other people need to win, okay, then how are you actually going to work with people to a degree of success? Okay, and this is something people forget all of the time. People don't think about all of the time, or quite possibly people just neglect a lot of the time because it's not that important to them if other people win. Maybe it's not that important to them, okay? But I don't want you guys who are rocking with us, you guys who are part of our community, I don't want you guys to fall foul of that stuff. I don't want you guys to be the people that lose in that regard. I want you guys to be the people that win, because we understand that it's not just about what I can get. It's actually more so about what I can give. And sometimes we've got to ask ourselves that question, like, what can I give to this group of people? What can I give to the audience? What can I give to this investor? What can I give to radically change people's lives? Okay. Let me show you guys something so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. Recently, I've been working on a few things in our business. And what I did very, very recently is I said to myself, you know what? I want to offer people even more, okay, to connect with us. I want to offer people even more. So what I did is I said, look, let me start breaking down the groups of people we work with in our business into specific groups. And these are the groups we came up with. I'm going to change the camera for a moment to our other camera so you see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let me know in the chat, guys, if you can see what is on the screen. Okay, so if you can see what's on the screen, just write the letter S. Okay, if you can see what's on the screen, just write the letter S or write the word C, or I see it if you want to write a phrase. Okay, and as I see those comments coming, I'll know you can see it. If you can't see it, because obviously I wasn't ready, I wasn't prepared to go over to the whiteboard today, because this isn't a training session. So I didn't turn the lights on over there. But if you want the lights on, I can turn the light on. It wouldn't take a moment to do that. But if you can see, then I won't have to do that, and that will save us all a bit of time. But the point I'm making is this. I said to myself recently, look, I want to offer people more value for working with us, okay? So in order to offer people more value for working with us, I want to put myself in a position where I understand why they're actually coming to us in the first place, okay? Because I assume people who are coming to work with us, they're not just coming to work with us because of how nice we are. Some of them are coming to work with us because they want to make money and they believe that we can help them to make money. Some of them are coming to work with us because they see that we could create or help them see the avenue through which they can sack their boss or sack their spouse's boss, for example. Okay. And I could go on and on and on and on. Like I said, guys, let me know in the chat if you can see what's actually on the board. All right. So I said to myself, this is what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to break this down into multiple different groups, the groups of people we're generally working with in our property business. And after I break it down to the groups of people we're generally working with in the property business, I'm going to start identifying some of the key characters who are fields. And after I break that down, I'm going to start asking myself, what would be of value to these people? What kind of a resource would be of value to people who work with us in these different groups? I'll walk you through these groups very quickly for those of you who are rocking with us right now. Now, I haven't seen many comments about whether you guys can see or not, so I'm going to put the light on anyway, just in case. Okay, so the light's on now. You guys should be able to see that a little bit better. All right, now, the first bubble, well, it wasn't the first one I wrote, but one of the bubbles on there is investors. So we work with a whole bunch of investors. We work with a myriad of investors on several different aspects of our business, okay? The second bubble I put on there was projects. Okay. And again, we do a number of different kind of property projects from varying different scales. And again, because of that, I wanted to really have that down as well. So not just investors that we're working with, but additionally, obviously the projects we're working on. The third bubble I put on there is landlords. So the management arm of our business, where we do transactions like rent to rent, or the lease options that we do up until we execute those lease options and take them into our own portfolio. We have to work with other landlords, okay? And that's kind of the management arm of our business. And then the last part I put on there is partners. So these are people that have done joint ventures with us, that are currently doing joint ventures with us, or people that will do joint ventures with us in the future. Now, after writing down these four kind of segment groups, I've said to myself, well, what value can I offer the investors? I started with investors, okay, probably because we work with a lot of investors. I said to myself, what can I offer these investors that's going to be of real value to them? Okay. And what I started to do, some of you will see this, I'll show you on the board. What I started to do is I started to break down the amount of money that some of these different investors were committing, had committed, or were about to commit to our business. Okay. So you can see the different amounts on the board, those of you who can see. Okay. And that ranges from as low as 50,000 on the board to as high as 3 million. Okay. Now, as we were writing that stuff on the board, I was saying to myself, look, we've got investors who are embarking into endeavors, who have pledged or said they're going to embark into endeavors from as low as 50, 60,000 pounds to as high as 3 million pounds. And the question is, well, what do we offer them of value? What can we give them beyond the fact that, yes, they're putting their money into a property project. Yes, they're going to generate a return. What else could we potentially offer them or give them to help them move forward, in order to help them move forward in their property investing journey as well? Okay. Now, why am I sharing this with you guys? I'm sharing this because I want you to understand I'm not a person who's just talking to you guys about this stuff. This is stuff I actually do on a regular basis when I analyze my own business, when I analyze our own offering. I say to myself, are we giving our community adequate value? Are we providing for them the kind of value that we would like? And in some cases beyond, if we were in their seat. So again, investors was it was the first out of the four that I really took some time to look at, which is why you can see there's a lot more activity in terms of what I've done on the whiteboard with that. But again, the next group, I threw a few examples of some of our partners on there. Same thing. We've got partners on there from very low revenues all the way to very high revenues. And it's the same question I have to ask myself. What could we offer our partners which is of value? What could we offer our partners which allows them to say, you know what, I want to work with impact properties again, or you know what, I want to recommend impact properties to other people. And guys, you have to do that as well in your property investing business. So when we ask this question, what does working with other people look like? I want you to start to understand, just like KTR has said in the chat, that guys, it starts with us asking ourselves, what can I bring to the table? What can I actually bring to the table? And what can I bring to the table? Here's a little key for those of you who are taking notes. What can I bring to the table in a way that a very few or no one else can bring to the table? Okay, if you write that down and really meditate on what I just shared with you guys, you are already setting yourself up for some extreme property investing success. Okay, that one principle and key alone, understanding your value and understanding your unique value, are two very different things, but they are two very powerful things. Okay, now there's some of you who are watching this, whether live, might be on YouTube, might be on Facebook, you might be watching this on a replay. Fine. Okay, there's some of you who are watching this where you're going to tap into the first part of what I'm talking about. You're going to be able to find your value, okay? You're going to start to identify and articulate your value and maybe share your value with the people you're working with in your property endeavors. Now, for example, you might meet a seller and be able to share with the seller your value, okay? I can complete quickly. I'm paying cash. We can finish this deal in 28 days. My solicitor has done this before. We've got an experienced power team. Hashtag Team 10, just a quick plug, okay? One of our resources. But the point is, you can come from that vantage point and be the person who understands your value, great. But some of you, there's going to be one or two of you who are tuned into this show, whether watching on replay, whether watching live, whether YouTube, whether Facebook, whatever platform, who's going to understand exactly what I'm talking about with the second element of this. You're going to be one of those people who can actually not only identify your value, but identify your unique value. So when you're negotiating with a seller, you're not just talking about your power team and your ability to complete within 28 days, but you're coming with something unique, okay? Something unique. And I'm not going to give any unique keys right now for the sake of time. So let's keep pushing on. But for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, that's where the real value is. That's where it goes to a whole nother level. When you don't just understand your value as an investor, but you equally understand your unique value. What do you offer which very few or no one else offers? The opportunity to that investor or to that project or to that landlord or to that partner. Okay. And that's another key for you guys as it pertains to working with other people. Now, I'm going to open up for questions right now. Another thing I want to do, I did say we were going to do it tonight. So we are going to do it. We're going to open up the phone line for those of you who want to call in. So phone line is open. You guys should be able to see the phone line on the screen. Feel free to call in 0330 606 0403. That is 0330 606 0403. And you guys can utilize the access code that is on the screen in order to call in and let us know what property challenges you are facing. Okay, we are focused predominantly on today's show in regards to working with other people. But again, you know, if you got a question and it doesn't necessarily pertain to working with other people, feel free to call in. Let us know what your question is, and we can see how we can help you to strategize through that storm, okay, to move forward regardless, because that's what we're here for, guys. We're here to help you move further, faster in your property investing journey. All right, so let me jump straight back into the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. As I've mentioned previously, guys, hit that like button, press subscribe, and hit the bell. Be a part of what we're doing in the YouTube world, in the Facebook world. I'm getting told on Facebook that there's some glitch errors. I got my man David Nesta over on Facebook who says the screen is freezing at times. So let me help them over at Facebook by giving them the YouTube link in case they want to come and join us here and be a part of what we're doing on the show 100%. Okay. So my YouTube world, don't be strangers. Feel free to use the link. Come and join us on YouTube. On my Facebook world, don't be strangers. Feel free to utilize the link and come and join us on YouTube. And again, you will not get any freezing. I don't believe we're freezing over on YouTube. Guys, if we are freezing on YouTube, let me know. I don't believe we are. If we're freezing on YouTube, let me know. All right, guys, so we're opening it up for the phone lines right now. If you have a question, feel free to call in. Side by side with that, if you have specific property challenges you're facing, feel free to write them in the comments. That way, feel free to write them in the comments. But side by side with that, feel free to call in and let us know what property challenges you are facing presently in your own property investing endeavors. Okay, we are here to help you move further, faster in your property investing journey. So let us know, guys. Let us know. Let us know. All right. Let us know. All right. If you haven't hit like, guys, hit that like button. Let YouTube know that this is the kind of content people should be watching instead of dead enders and all that other stuff that apparently still gets televised in 2021. Whoa. I don't know what to say, but it's all good. When I was in primary school, they were playing that stuff and it wasn't helping anyone change their life. So I don't know why they're still playing that stuff now, but it is what it is. All right. Okay. The chat is popping off today. You guys are all up in the chat. KTR says, okay, a partnership. Okay, let's see what Susie4 says. So Susie4 wrote a comment in here, which I think is quite interesting. And I think this is a powerful comment. And guys, I'm just sharing this because I want you guys to be aware that this is a challenge that some people deal with and some people face. And the question is, how do you overcome these challenges? And guys, I say this to you all the time. I don't want you to think this is one of those YouTube channels or the content we create is all about, get rich quick. We don't do get rich quick. Anyone who's been on any of my masterclasses or my webinars, I say it all the time. That's one of my first principles, my first rules I share in a masterclass or in a webinar. I'm going to teach you some stuff throughout this masterclass. I'm going to teach you some stuff throughout this webinar, but I want you to understand my 3 rules. This is not get rich quick, okay? Yes, you can make money quick in property, but it's not get rich quick, okay? Please, if you're looking for get rich quick, it must be that way. The door's that way. Let me say it that way, all right? If you're looking for get rich quick, the door's that way, all right? The door's anyway. Just jump off the video. We don't do get rich quick here, all right? Now, you can build a lot of wealth, sustainable wealth using property, but we don't do get rich quick, all right? I got my man Callum Baloka who tunes in and always says, Samuel's always talking about that cash, that money. Yes, I do talk about cash. I do talk about money because that's one of the things you can use to change things in your life, okay? But the key is not the cash, the key is not the money, the key is the sustainable scenario that you can create in order to generate that income, whether it be through rent, whether it be through fees, whether it be through any other thing that you can have going on. All right, so let's jump into Susie 4's comment. Let's jump into this and see if we can share some value in this regard as well. Okay, so Susie 4 says, need to find the right people to work with. They've met a lot of people, but not the right one to be working like a team. You know what? I hear that. Let me ask this question because this will be helpful. Susie 4, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. First question, okay? And you just have to put number 1, yes, number 2, yes, number 3, yes, or number 1, yes, no, etc. Any combination. First question, do you have this resource? Okay, are you aware of the 10 key players you need? Okay, first and foremost, do you have this resource? Question number 1. This is for Susie 4. Do you have this resource that I created? Are you aware of the 10 key players you need in order to have a successful property investing business? That's the first thing. Okay, that's the first question to Susie 4. Second question. Okay. Second question. Have you considered exactly what I shared earlier on? The value you bring primarily before thinking about the value you want to take from someone else. Okay. That's the second question. So first question, do you have the Team 10 resource I created? Okay. And guys, those of you who do not have this, I say it all the time, this is practically free. All you have to do is pay for shipping. Okay, you get 30 ways in 30 days for free. You pay like £8 shipping. You can get this one as well added in. You can get a third one as well added in, and you'll pay less than £25 for all 3 video programs. Okay, and all of these video programs are going to help you immensely. We used to retail these for £97.95. Okay, and people were buying them. So now that the team have made them free because we've created a whole bunch of deeper resources, you should take advantage of that. All right, so that's just my plug. I'm gonna be honest, it's my plug of my resources, which I know will help you. Okay, and that's why I'm talking about them, not because I think we need to sell them, because we're not gonna make any money off of those, because you're paying for shipping only. Now, let me just check, because I know some of you may be interested in getting that, and if you are, just write the word link in the chat. And if you write the word link in the chat, we will send you the link in order for you to go and get those free video programs. Now, let's keep moving forward. Okay. So that's the first question. Apologies. The first question was, have you got the Team 10 resource? Second question was, are you currently, okay, thinking more about what you have to offer the people you're going to work with than what you desire to get from the people you are going to be working with? Okay, that's the second question that I need you to be thinking about. Okay, because that second question is crucial as well to you moving forward. Many people don't think about the importance of what they need to do in order for them to move forward in their property investing journey. This is one of the big challenges. Many people just think, I just need to buy more houses. Listen, it's easy to buy houses when you know how to work with people. It's hard to buy houses when you have no idea how to work with people and you don't even understand the importance of people to the transaction. Okay, so these are things I want you guys to be clearly understanding as you move forward in your property investing journey. It's easy to buy properties when you know how to work with people. Let me give you an example. You, seller, investor. You work with your investor, you acquire. Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm being told it's freezing on YouTube too. Why? Guys, is this because we're casting to multiple platforms? Let me know. All right, guys, I need the team to get on this. We don't want to be freezing. All right, we do not want to be freezing. Now, going back to Susie 4, the 3 questions, okay? First, have you got the Team 10 resource? Second, are you asking yourself more so the question, what do I have to offer, rather than what have people got to offer me? That's the second thing, okay? And that's all connected with gratitude, humility, and a whole bunch of other stuff, okay? But that's the second question. The third question is, have you taken the learning? Have you taken the notes, okay? Have you taken the lessons from the negative experiences you've had with other people and use them to help you find the better people in the future? Okay, so that's 3 simple questions, okay? Have you taken the learning from all of the negative connections, team members, partners, people, service providers, whatever they may be? If you've had a coach and the coach was bad, did you take the learning? Did you write something down? This coach was bad because of this, this, and this. I didn't enjoy this experience because this, and this. I learned from this experience. I don't need a coach who does ABC, but I need a coach who does DEF, for example. Okay. So those are the 3 questions I'll ask you, Susie, for to think about. Okay. They're the 3 questions I want you to think about specifically. Okay. First one, do you have the Team 10 resource? Second one, have you actually been thinking more so about what you have to offer than about what is going to be offered to you? And then third and foremost, the last question, have you actually taken the real learning from your experience? And guys, look, I'm going to wrap up here. We've been streaming for over an hour, but what I want you guys to do and know, okay, is that the 3 questions I just asked to Susie 4 are a framework that can be used in order to move forward in your property investing journey. There is no one who needs to be a stranger to that framework. Okay, use that framework in your investing armory in order to move forward. Use that as part of your artillery as an investor to move forward by saying to yourself, well, hold on a minute, have I actually taken the learning? Okay, side by side with have I taken the learning, have I actually got the key resources that I needed? Okay, and again, it might not be this resource, it might not be the Team 10 resource that I've created. What you might want to do is go on the free 21 days of your property investing success and look out for the resources I recommended there. Some of them are free, audio books, etc., all in the links of the video. Okay, but you need to get to a place where you understand for yourself what you are actually offering to other people, and not only what you are offering, but how you also can add value to other people as well. All right, so guys, with all of that being said, what I want to do, if you are new, okay, to our live show, you haven't been a part of our show before, I want to let you know that you can go and get our key resource right here. Okay, this is the 7 best books for your property investing success. If you've never heard of this resource, if you've never heard of this book list, guys, let me tell you, you have not heard of a resource that is going to shift your property investing journey. So I want you to go to the link right here and take full advantage of this resource. 60% of the resources mentioned on this actual book list, the 7 best books for your property investing success, can actually be acquired for free or close to no money at all. Okay, so I want you to go and get this resource. The 7 best books for your property investing success is going to be a very vital resource if you're an extremely experienced investor, or if you're a brand new investor. This is the resource, this is the one to get to put yourself in a great position to make sure you can move further faster in your property investing journey. Now, side by side with all of that, if you haven't attended one of our masterclasses, as we mentioned earlier, what I want you to do is go and register for our up and coming masterclass. Our next masterclass is on Monday at 8 p.m. and you can jump on that masterclass by going to this link right here. That's impactproperties.co.uk/masterclass. I'll say that one more time. That's impactproperties.co.uk/masterclass. By you jumping on that masterclass, you give yourself the best positioning to take advantage in this current property climate and to win. And guys, we want you to win, which is why we share all of this stuff with you and put you in the best position to help you move further faster in your property investing journey. Now, with all of that said, guys, use the keys we've shared today in order to move yourself forward by understanding that property is about people, not just about property, and set yourself up for success. I'm Samuel, I Can Win. I'll see you on the next video. Happy investing.